the scriptures today, a multiplicity of peoples and a division between them. Paul speaks of the two sons of Abraham, Isaac, from whom the 12 tribes of Israel are descended, and Ishmael, who is credited as the father of many, some of whom will be enemies of Israel. The gospel tells us how the Assyrians and the Egyptians, the two great ancestral opponents of Israel, will stand before God to condemn her hard-heartedness. Yet in the midst of all of this diversity and division, the psalm tells us that high above all nations is the Lord. Above the heavens is his glory. And Paul tells us that the division between the two sons of Abraham is an allegory for the great mystery of our own birth. Mystery in which we are born of the flesh with a worldly heritage and then reborn through water and the Spirit into the unity of Christ. Blessed be the name of the Lord forever. These scriptures are so appropriate for this day. Today, in many places, there is a celebration of Columbus Day, a day which reminds us of the divisions that stem from our worldly heritage, the heritage of the flesh. When I was a child in New York, Columbus Day competed with St. Patrick's Day. So the question was, would the Italians or the Irish have the bigger parade? And God help the politician who failed to march in both. As we have become more conscious of our shared history, as we have grown in empathy and compassion for our brothers and sisters, thanks to the grace of God, we've become more aware of the division this celebration represents. For those of European ancestry, the arrival of Columbus in the Americas marks the dawning of hope for our ancestors, a hope of escaping oppression and poverty in a new world of freedom and possibility. For indigenous brothers and sisters, it marks the beginning of centuries of oppression, genocide, the extinction of civilization and cultures. The arrival of Columbus in the Americas was followed by the creation of the plantation system, the enslavement of Black Africans on a scale never before seen. Columbus had the goal of reaching Asia, and although he failed, he had contemporaries who succeeded. And his era so was the beginning of the conquest and exploitation of many in Asia. And so we return to the teachings of Paul. The division we experience as a result of our birth in the flesh is an allegory. The covenant that we have with our own people by heritage and the divisions between us which flow from that heritage are supplanted by the new covenant in Christ. We have been born anew, one people, one body in Christ. It is this which impels us to reach out to our brothers and sisters, whatever their heritage, who have been harmed by the divisions of the flesh, and bring them healing. Whether we are the descendants of Isaac or Ishmael, whether we are Irish or Italian, whether we are of African, Asian, European, or Native American ancestry, we are a new people in the new covenant, and both mourn and celebrate with one another. Blessed be God forever.